Hey guys, it's Miss Amy from the Northwest Fire District. I want to talk to you guys about crawling low under smoke. Now, I don't know if you guys know what color smoke is when there's a fire. Do you know what color smoke is when there's a fire? Did anybody say black? Did you say black? Good job, you're really smart. You're right. So when there's a fire, smoke is going to be black. Now, I don't know if you know this, but smoke has a lot of poisons in it, and it can be so bad for our delicate lungs. So I would never want any of you to ever breathe in that black smoke because it could really hurt us and make us really sick. So today I want to talk to you guys about how to get out of your house safely if there was ever a fire. Okay, now, I don't know if you can see right there in the top corner of my screen. Do you guys know what that item is called? You're right, it's called a smoke detector. And did you know it's like the big nose of our house? It has one job, and the only job that it does is it smells for smoke. Now, is anybody interested in hearing what my smoke detector sounds like? You do? Okay, get ready. It's gonna make 3 loud beeps. Now, I want you to go ahead and plug those ears and get ready. All right, are you ready? Are your ears plugged? Here we go. Wow, that was really loud. Have any of you ever heard your smoke alarm make a sound like that? Maybe when mom and dad are cooking bacon, or maybe toast, or maybe broiling yummy French bread in the oven. All right, so I don't know about you, but I check my smoke detectors once a year. I always make sure that the battery is working properly, and once a month, I check and make sure that it makes that 3 beeping sound that we just heard. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but our firefighters go on most of their fires at nighttime while each and every one of you are asleep. Crazy, right? Why is that? Well, we think it's because maybe candles are not getting blown out before people are going to bed, or maybe we accidentally leave the stove on, or sometimes electricity in our house just doesn't want to work right. So a lot of our fires happen while we're sleeping. Now, what would you do if you were to wake up to that smoke alarm sound in the middle of the night? Do you know what to do? All right, well, I'm gonna tell you. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to roll out of bed. It's really important that we stay low, because I don't know if you know, but when there's fire and smoke, the smoke is gonna rise. It's gonna rise all the way up to your ceiling, which means all that really good air is gonna be down below. And that's where we want to stay, is we wanna stay low. So remember at the beginning of my video, I said we were going to learn how to crawl low under smoke. All right, so you're snoozing away, and all of a sudden that alarm goes off and you wake up. The first thing you do is, you're right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna roll out of bed. And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to get on your hands and knees, and I want you to crawl, just like you once did when you were a baby. Now, those of you that have a baby brother and sister, you probably see them crawl every single day. Well, we want to do the same thing. We want to get on our hands and our knees, and we want to crawl, because we need to stay low underneath that black smoke where all the good air is. All right, here's your next question. How many of you sleep with your door closed at night? I do, and let me tell you why. First of all, we want to make sure that if there's ever a fire in our house, we want to make sure that the smoke from that fire doesn't come into our room really quickly. So by sleeping with the door closed, it becomes a barrier between the smoke and you. And what that does is that allows us to have time to get out of the house safely. Now, if your door is closed, do we know if there's a fire on the other side of that door? We don't. So I want to teach you how to check your door in case there's a fire on the other side. Now, we talked about rolling out of bed, okay? You've all rolled out of bed. You're now on your hands and knees, and we want to stay lower. All of that really good air is. Now we need to check to make sure that there's not fire on the other side of the door. So what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to crawl. Okay, go ahead. You're going to crawl to the door. And once you get to the door, I want you to feel the door with the back of your hand. Okay? And what that's going to let you do is that's going to let you feel whether or not there's a fire. Now, if the back of your door is hot, are we going to open up the door? You're right. We're not going to open up the door. But we now need to be able to get out of our bedroom. So, what's another way that we can get out of our bedroom? Did you say window? Man, you are smart. Absolutely, we are going to go out of our window. Now, we want to make sure that we have nothing in front of our window, but we also need to make sure that we know how to open our window. So if you don't know how to open up the window in your bedroom, you need to talk to the adult in your house. Ask them to show you how to open up your window. All right, let's go back to the door. Let's say we get to the door. We check the door with the back of our hand and it's cold. Can I open the door now? I can, you're right, because that lets me know that there's not a fire on the other side of that door. Now, we're going to lean up, we're going to slowly open up that door, and as quickly as you can, I want you to crawl out of the house. Now, you can go either out the front door or the back door, but we never, ever go out our garage door. Now, if the only way you can exit your house is through the back door, I need to make sure that you run all the way around the house to the front yard, okay? Now, if you exit through the front door, you're gonna go ahead and go out to the front yard. Now, it's really important that we come together as a family after this fire. So I need to make sure that you decide as a family where your meeting place is going to be. Can you say meeting place? Oh, nice. So what is a meeting place? A meeting place is somewhere where you and your family will meet if there's ever a fire. It can be a mailbox. It can be a big rock. It can be a bush. It can be a fence. It needs to be something that never moves. All right. Now, we've made it out of our house safely. We're going to go to our meeting place. Once you get to the meeting place, we need to call 911. Did you know that if your mom and dad don't have their cell phone with them when you get to the meeting place, you can go to the neighbor's house to call 911? You can? You can. You can go to the neighbor that lives on the left, the neighbor that lives on the right, or the neighbor directly across the street. But you can go to their house to call 911. All right. How many of you sleep on the second floor of your house? Oh, I bet you're wondering how you're going to get out if there was ever a fire. Well, there's a couple things that you can do. If you have an emergency ladder, you can use the ladder to get out of the window and down to the ground. Now, if you don't have an emergency ladder, this is what I'd like you to do. I want you to take some pillows and blankets, and you're gonna go ahead and stuff it underneath the door. Because remember, the door is hot and we can't open up the door. Now, I want you to open up your window and I want you to yell as loud as you can for help. Help! And I want you to continue to call for help as loud as you can until our firefighters show up. And guess what? They're gonna pull out their big ladder. They're gonna put it up to that second story window of yours and they're gonna get you out of your house safely. Okay. Let's talk some serious stuff now. There are four things that I never ever want you to do when there's a fire in your house. And the first one is never take anything with us, all right? You're gonna wanna grab your favorite pillow and blanket and stuffed animal and your electronics, but you are not to take anything with you, nothing at all. And the reason for that is that we can replace those items. But guess what? We can't get another you. There's only one of you. So if there's ever a fire, we take nothing with us. Number two, we never go looking for mom and dad when there's a fire. All right, you guys are gonna be tempted to go looking for mom and dad when there's a fire, but your job is to get out of the house as fast and as safely as you possibly can. And guess what? Mom and dad have their own job, and their job is to get all the baby brothers and sisters out of the house that can't walk or crawl on their own. So we never go looking for mom and dad. Item number 3, we never hide when there's a fire. I know that if you were asleep and that alarm went off, it might scare you, and your first thought might be to pull the blanket up over your head because you're afraid, or maybe get into the closet or even crawl underneath your bed. But if you hide, our firefighters are going to have a very hard time finding you in that black smoke. So I want to make sure that you never hide. Our goal again is to get out of the house as fast and as quickly and safely as we possibly can. All right, number 4. We never go looking for our pets when there's a fire. Our cats and dogs are really smart. And so if there's a fire, they're gonna already know that they probably need to get out of the house. But if they don't, more than likely they're gonna follow you as you're crawling out of the house. Now, if you get out of the house and your cat or dog hasn't come with you, or maybe you have a turtle or a fish or a lizard or even maybe a snake, did you know that if you let our firefighters know, they'll go back into your house and they're gonna get those animals and pets for you. Oh man, it has been an awesome lesson today, and I hope that you guys feel comfortable about crawling low and getting out of your house safely if there's ever a fire. Here's the other cool thing. You guys can go ahead and teach your younger siblings about how to get out of the house safely. Talk to the grown-up in your house. Make a plan. Show them how to crawl low under smoke. And I'll see you next time. Bye.